So, hello everyone. Uh, so, in this short video, I will be demonstrating how to query parameters like how to access RDBI, Read Data by Identifier service, read literacy information service, and write data by identifier service using UDS on CAN. So, for this purpose, we are using this setup. So this is a simulator for the vehicle issue which we are using for bench demo, and this is the Quasar tool that we have seen in our training session uh, for connecting the ECU simulator to the laptop via CAN bus, and we are using the Busmaster software for querying the messages. Okay, so let's quickly recap what is Read Data by Identify service. So as we have seen, it is identified by the 0x22 service ID, and it is used for querying parameters from the vehicle using uh, data identifiers. So in our today's demo, uh, this is the 0x7E0 is the client CAN ID or the request CAN ID, and 0x7E8 would be the response CAN ID from the vehicle. And this is the Busmaster software, and this is some random message that is being broadcasted by the issue periodically. As you can see, it is being repeated at every 1 second, and information about decoding this message would be available with the manufacturer only. So let's query the first parameter. So this is the CAN ID that we will be using for querying the information. The CAN ID type or the frame type is the standard message, and as we have seen in the message format for read data by identifier, 0th byte will hold a number of bytes that we will be sending from the byte location 1, and at the byte location 1, 0x22 is the service identifier for the read data by identifier service, and byte 2 and byte 3 hold the data identifier value. So 0x10b2 is the data identifier for the ambient temperature. So let's send this message using this send message button. So as you can see, as soon as we request the information, the response is given by the issue at the CAN ID 0x7E8. So the 0th byte contains the number of data bytes that are sent by the issue after this 0th byte, and 0x hex 2 represents that this is a positive response. So in this case, bit 6 of the service identifier was set to 1, and that's how we get the value of 0x62 for the positive response. Then byte 2 and byte 3 will repeat the data identifier that was queried to the issue, and 1C would be the actual value of the parameter. So in this case, 1C corresponds. So let's convert the 0x1C value to the corresponding decimal equivalent. So as you can see, it tells us that the current temperature, ambient temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. Similarly, we can query information for the uh, battery voltage of the vehicle. So in this case, we would be querying two data identifiers in a single frame. So 05 tells the issue that there are 5 data bytes followed after this byte. 0x22 is the service identifier. 0x100E is the data identifier for battery voltage, and 0x10b2 is the data identifier for ambient temperature, as we have seen in the previous query. So these data identifiers are assigned by the manufacturer himself, and we would have to get this information from manufacturer only, and it is not necessary to have the same data identifier uh, for a particular parameter across all of the vehicles, or the across similar to the all of the manufacturers. So let's query these two data identifiers in a single request. So as you can see, this was the original message that we have sent for querying the values, and this is the response we have received on 0x7E8 CAN ID. So the zeroth byte tells that there are 7 bytes followed after zeroth byte. 0x62 means that it is a positive response. Then 100E is the first data identifier that we have queried. Then 78 is the data parameter that we have received for battery voltage. So let's just convert this value and see what it means. So 78 is the hex data value. So as you can see, its decimal equivalent is 120. So in this case, we have to multiply it by conversion factor or multiplication factor of 0.1, so that we would get 12.0 voltage. And this conversion related formula or multiplication factors are provided by the manufacturer itself. Then 10B2 is the next data identifier, and 1C is the corresponding value, which is the ambient temperature value. So we have seen the positive responses for the read data by identifiers service. So let's create a new request and send an invalid request, or the invalid data by data identifier. So we will be sending 3 data bytes. 22 is the service identifier. Then let's put a random value like 10B1 and send a query for it. So here is the response that we have received from ECU. So there are 3 data bytes. 7F tells us that this is a negative response, and 22 is the service identifier that we have queried, and 31 is the negative response code. So what does 31 means in a negative response message? So these are some negative response codes. So as you can see, 0x31 response code for the read data identifier service means that the request is out of range. So this type of response code is sent if none of the requested data identifier values are supported by the device, right? So as the requested data identifier was not supported by the issue, we have received this response. So that was it for the read data by identifier service. Now let's see a demonstration about the write data by identifier service. So as we have seen, this service allows the client to write information into the server, that is the vehicle or vehicle issue, at an internal location specified by the provided data identifier. So in this case also, a data identifier is assigned to a particular parameter, which is used to write information for the particular parameter. So and as you can see, 0x2E is the service identifier for the write data by identifier service. So in this case, the request format is like the 0th byte tells the issue that there are 7 data bytes followed after 0th byte. 0x2E is the service identifier for write data by identifier. Then 0241 is the data identifier, and this data identifier is always of length 2 bytes. Then 01, 02, 03, 04 are the data bytes that are to be written for this data identifier by the client, and the 0241 corresponds to the software version of the current software of the issue in our case. So let's send the query for write data identifier. So we have received the response over 0x7E8 CAN ID. Then 03 is the number of data bytes. Then 6E represents that it is a positive response. Then 0241 is the data identifier that we have accessed. So this tells us that the given value was written for the given parameter. Then similar to the read data identifier, let's create a invalid request for write data identifier. So so for example, and the number and the number of bytes that are required to be sent for the given data identifier is always constant. So in our case, the data identifier 0241, that is software version, is requires 4 data bytes to be written. So if we provide more than 4 data bytes or less than 4 data bytes, then negative response will be thrown by the issue. So let's just see what happens. So 06 is the number, then 0241 is the data parameter in our demonstration. So even if we have specified all of the 8 bytes in the CAN frame, but the issue will process the values up to 02 only. So let's send this request. So as you can see, we have received a negative response. 2E is the service identifier and 13 is the negative response code. So what does the one negative response code means? So it tells the issue that the given length of the data uh, by the client for the given data ID is insufficient. Then let's have a demonstration of read DTC information service. So it is used for reading diagnostics trouble codes related information from the server, and 0x19 is the service identifier for this service. So as you can see, this is the service request format. First, we have to send a service identifier, then the sub function. 0x01 represents number of DTC. So with the help, if we query send a request with the sub function value of 0x01, then the receive will respond, or the server will respond us with the number of DTCs that are present in the server. Or if we send us a function value of 0x02, then it will send a DTC list that is present in the vehicle. So in this request, we will be querying number of DTCs that are present in the server, and the DTC. So the DTC mask value of 0xFF means that uh, we don't want number of DTCs with status mask, with any status mask. So we don't want to filter out any particular status of DTC. So let's send a request. As you can see, this is the response we have received from the server or the issue. So 06 is the number of data bytes, 59 means that it is a positive response, then 01 is the sub function that we had requested, FF is the status mask that we had requested in the request, then 04 is the type of decoding that this particular server follows for the DTCs. So as you can see, this is the response format. So we have received the 0x59 positive response ID. Then 0x01 was the sub function that we had accessed. Then the 0xFF was the status availability mask that we have used, and the fourth byte tells us that which format is being followed for the DTC encoding. So in our case, it was the value was 0x04. That means SAE underscore J2012 dash DA. Uh, so this particular server follows the DTC formatting mentioned in this document, and then DTC count is shown at the byte location 5 and 6. So as you can see, there is only one DTC present in the server that we are using, or the issue that we are using. And you might have noticed that so after the number of bytes that are mentioned in the 0th byte, all of the remaining bytes are padded with 0x double A value, right? So now let's query the DTC list from the server. So in our case, there is only one DTC. So as you can see, we have requested the server to send the DTC list, and FF was the status mask that we have used, and this is the response that we have received. 07 is the number of data bytes, 59 is availability mask that we had requested. Then this is a 3 byte format DTC. So as we have seen in our previous session, this was the response message format. So if 9 represents that the positive response is received, then 0x02 was the DTC status report DTC by status marks sub function that we had requested. Then the requested sub status availability mask was reported, and then it was followed with the DTC code or the DTC that is present in the server. So the fourth byte is the high byte of the DTC, fifth is the middle byte, sixth is the low byte, and seventh is the status of the DTC. So this forms the DTC, and this is the status of the DTC. So as we have seen in our previous session, this is decoded as P0504 trouble code, and 64 is the failure type byte. So in case of 664, let's look at the binary representation of the hex 664 code. So the higher nibble is of value 6, right? So 0110. So of the failure. Then the lower nibble tells us about the subtype of the failure. So in this case, the value was 64, which corresponds to signal plausibility failure. That is that the failure where the control module detects plausibility failures. So this was about the status DTC failure type, and the fourth byte is the DTC status byte. So as you can see, let's have a look at the binary representation of the DTC status byte. So as you can see, bit 0, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6 are set. So let's see what those status means. 0, 1, 2, 3. So it tells us that the DTC reported by the server is the confirmed DTC. That is, the malfunction was detected enough times to warrant that the DTC is desired to be stored in the long-term memory. Then after the third bit, uh, fifth and sixth bits were set. So fifth bit tells us that the test has failed since last clear DTC clear command was sent. And bit 6 tells us that test has not completed during this operation cycle. So during the current operation or driving cycle, the test for the particular DTC has not been completed yet. So this is the information that we get by using the 02 subfunction for the read DTC information service. And similar to the other services, there is a negative response code for the DTC information service as well. So let's send a subfunction type of 03. So as you can see, after requesting the subfunction 03, we have received a negative response for the read DTC information service with the negative response code 12, which tells us that the subfunction requested is not supported by the current server or the issue. So that was it for the UDS on CAN demo. So I hope this was knowledgeable, and thank you.